Good morning, class. And before we start the next activity, I wanted to ask you all to think about your friends for a minute and think about what makes someone a good friend to you, or even like what makes your best friend. We've talked before about some of the things that make friendships. For example, friends spend time together, or so maybe they live close together, and friends they care about each other and they look after each other. But would anyone like to share any other ideas of what makes a friendship? Yeah, and the things you do together, of course. Yeah. So good friends like to do a lot of the same things, absolutely. I've noticed that the groups of friends that I see around the school often do like to do the same things. So some of them will play around the gardens every day, or some play on the oval or the basketball court. Some sit by the swings and talk together. But does that mean that friends always like to do the same things? No, exactly. Sometimes even your best friend wants to do something different. You might need to compromise to decide what you're going to do. But does that mean that they're any less of a friend? If they like a different TV show, for example, or they play a different game, or even if you don't like your favorite sport at all. I mean, can we have a friend who is different to us? Yeah, absolutely. So do you think it matters if your friend is from the same country as you, or if they can be from a different country? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Um, do you think it matters if your friend is the same age as you? Look, it's probably easier to spend time together at school if you're in the same class, but do they have to be the same age? I think some of you have got friends in different age groups. And what about gender? Do you think it matters if your friend is the same gender as you? If you're a boy, do you think your friends have to be boys? If you're a girl, do you think your friends have to be girls? So, okay, some of you are saying yes, and some say no. And I'd really like for us to talk about that a little bit more, about whether we can really decide if a person is a good friend based on their gender, or if other qualities are more important. Because all friendships involve some compromises of some kind. Every person in this class is different in some way, and those differences mean that we get to learn and try new things as well as doing the things that we already enjoy. All right, so before we talk about that too much further, I had an activity that I wanted to run. So I've got 3 sheets of paper around the room, and each sheet has a different question on it. So you'll see the first sheet in the back corner. It asks you to list the type of things that you like to do with your friends. So you can be really specific about that if you want. If you say you like playing soccer on Saturday mornings, or if you like playing a certain game together online, or a certain game on in the playground, or if you just like doing general things, like if you like to listen to music with your friends, or talk, or watch movies together, you can put that down there as well. So that's the first sheet. On the second sheet, over in the other corner, um, it asks you to describe, or even like a word or a sentence to describe how you would solve your differences between friends. So if you wanted to do different things, what strategies, how do you decide what you're going to do, and how do you compromise together? And then the third sheet, what I'd like you to do is write down a quality that you like in a friend. So if it's loyalty, if it's a sense of humor, if it's somebody who's good at a certain thing, what kind of qualities that you like. And then after you've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to talk about those, and we're going to see if any of those qualities are specific to boys or girls. But it's really important while we're doing this, we really want to get your own ideas. Okay, so I know the temptation is going to be to talk to your friends and maybe agree some of your answers, but I'd really like this to be done quietly. I just want to get what you think, and the reason why we're writing on these pieces of paper is so that people don't necessarily know what you're saying. You can say anything. You can say how you really feel about it, but it is really important that we try and get through this activity quietly, and then we'll come back together and we'll have a little talk about some of the answers you've given. Okay, thank you.